Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and we are here regarding my plans for Zenless Zone Zero 2.2. Yeah, and it's gonna be a banger. So 2.2 is, I believe, it's going to be the Orpheus patch, Orphe and Magus. Forgive me if I'm just gonna swap Orphe and Orpheus back and forth. I'm just use. I think Orpheus is a cooler name. So initially, I wanted to pull for her, but after seeing her kit, I am going to be intentionally skipping her. So, why is that? So, before anything else, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon for more of your Zenless Zone Zero previews and coverage. This is Harriet, and it will be a great support to the channel. So yeah, Orpheus kit has been data mined in Reddit, and here it is. Okay. And then here is her W engine. Her W engine grants 713 base attack with 60% energy regen. So she is really based on her energy regen if you manage to read her kit. And the crit rate increase is by 20%, I think 32% at max superimposition, max overclock. When the equiper activates aftershock, it deals fire damage. And dealing fire damage, the equiper attacks ignore 15% to 24% of any defense for 8 seconds. So overall, I think that W engine is really suited for her. I don't know anyone else that is an attack agent that deals fire aftershock damage. And I think this is going to be the same situation as we had for Trigger. Okay. With regards to my plan in the future for 2.2, I believe I have to skip Orphe and Magus. Why is that? Because one, I think it's the lack of aftershock characters that I have, and the reason is that I lack the aftershock characters is I don't have Sandy and I don't have Jufufu. The only person that I can trust on is Trigger right now, and she is really She is really asked. She is really uh, weak without her W engine, and with the forecast that is being granted to Orphe and Magus, her best team currently is going to be Sanvi, Trigger, and herself. She's going to be the support for Sanvi in order to up Sanvi's damage for up to bring up Sanvi's damage to god level tier, or makes her enable big TP damage, if you will. Sorry if I have trouble expressing it. Other than that, what I see is Trigger is an expensive person to build. You need their W engine, and if you have a brick up Trigger, I don't see the value for a good Trigger Sanvi, and you also need the W engine, I think, for Orphe. So Orphe, that's that's like that's like a premium team if we're talking about the uh, the gist of it, you know. Other than that, uh, if I'm going to have to pull for Orphe, I have no team for her, you know. So I have no Sanvi, I have no Jupupu, I only have Trigger. So who else I'm gonna make her work with? Soldier 11, who doesn't do aftershock damage. And other than that, Trigger does electric aftershock damage. So if we're going to look at my team right here, so one, I am more of an anomaly based character puller, and two, I have a hard time dealing with attack agents throughout my playthrough in Zenless Zone Zero. Okay, so I recently pulled for Yuzuha and her W engine. I know I should have not pulled for the W engine, but the idea of having a complete character kit for Yuzuha makes my anomaly unit stand out. And after what after all the information I've gathered, the other agent that's going to be on 2.2 is Manato, who is rumored to be a fire rapture unit, but we have no idea if it's an A rank or not. But given the story of ZZZ itself in this predicament, Manato would become a member of the Spook Shack. Therefore, I'm going to enable Miss Esmes Bangbu passive, which I can heal for more, and that's going to be good. However, Manato is a Rapture element, so I could just scrap him a W engine, to be honest, for him to use. That makes me having two Rapture agents. But overall, I think if you don't have Silver Soldier Anvi and Trigger, you're gonna have to skip 2.2. The rerun basically is going to be Silver Soldier Anvi and Trigger. I have the really good gut feeling about that situation. That's going to be 100% the rerun for 2.2. They're gonna rerun Sanvi along with Orphe, and I don't know. Maybe Sid is the other S rank agent that we're getting. Maybe Sid is the aftershock agent we're going to get. But yeah. For my pool plans, as you can see here, I only have Precious Puzzle Core for my trigger. So the only thing I'm going to pull is not the character, but I think I'm going to have to pull for Trigger's W engine. It's going to spike her up a bit and allows me going to allow me to have a good at least a good trigger. Look, my trigger has 44.2% crit rate. That's bad. That's a badly built trigger right there. And I have her passives max. And the only oboe squad that I have, defense force that I have, is Soldier 11. Yeah. So what else is I'm going to do with 2.2? Am I gonna pull for Manato? Yeah, basically I think that's that think of it. But in reality, I'm just gonna snipe for Manato, and then I'm just going to pull for triggers W engine. And now, since I'm skipping Orphe and Magus and Sid, I have room to pull for Tsukishiro Yanagi. So, yeah, I'm skipping Alice. I played Alice during the story. Her kit is pretty cumbersome, and I already pre-farmed the disc for Yanagi. If you've seen my Billy, that's the one. And I already have a decent W engine going to be given for Yanagi, and that is the Fusion Compiler. So I'm dead set on pulling for Yanagi on her rerun at the next half of 2.1. So that's my video right there. I'm going to skip Orphe, but pull for Trigger W engine.